Have you ever noticed how everyday English conversations, they kind of follow a secret script? It doesn't matter if you're at a coffee shop or in a big meeting. There's this predictable pattern that we all just use, and we don't even think about it. Well, in this explainer, we're going to decode that script. We're going to give you the map.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You say hello, they say hello back, and then crickets. That awkward silence, you're just stuck. So what comes next? Well, it turns out there's a surprisingly clear path forward. And by the end of this, you are going to have that map.
All right, so here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with the conversational handshake, move on to navigating daily logistics, then sharing your personal world, and making plans and requests. And finally, we'll put it all together in your conversational toolkit. Let's dive in.
Okay, first up, the conversational handshake. Every great conversation has to start somewhere, right? And this is it. It's that first crucial exchange of basic info to figure out, who are we even talking to? It's simple, it's direct, and honestly, it's absolutely essential. And this question, this is ground zero. Seriously, it's the most fundamental opening move you can make after hello. It's like a direct invitation to start the whole thing. And what's wild is that it almost always gets a very, very specific kind of answer.
And there you have it. Simple, direct. See the pattern here? A question asks for a specific fact, and the answer delivers exactly that. This super clean back and forth, that's the bedrock of this whole conversational handshake.
So really, this first stage is all about swapping a few key data points. We're just building a basic profile of each other, right? Name, where you're from, what you do, maybe even your age. If you can master these questions, you've successfully made contact.
Okay, let's move on to the next phase, navigating daily logistics. So once we know who we're talking to, the conversation often shifts. It becomes this really practical tool for just figuring out the world around us. This is the logistical side of things.
And what's really interesting here is that all of these questions, they're about getting our bearings, using objective facts. What time is it? What's today's date? How's the weather? It's just a pure, simple exchange of information. No opinions, just the facts. And this brings up a really key distinction. We've got two main types of questions here. You've got your WH questions, the what, where, how, which we use to get brand new information. But then you have yes-no questions, like did you eat? These are for confirming something you already think might be true. Both are totally essential tools for getting around.
I mean, just think about it. When you ask a logistical question like, how much is this? What do you expect? You expect a direct, factual answer, right? You're not looking for a long story or someone's opinion. You just want the data. $20. It's clear, it's simple, and it's efficient. All right, so we've established who we are, and we've handled the logistics. But that's not where the magic happens, is it? That's not where friendships are built. The next layer, this is where it gets good. It's all about moving from those cold, hard facts to our feelings, our opinions, our experiences. This is where real connection happens. And a question as simple as this one, what's your favorite color? It signals a huge shift in the conversation. Suddenly, there's no right or wrong answer anymore. This isn't about data, it's all about preference. It's a little invitation to share a piece of your personal world.
And we usually explore a few key areas when we're trying to build this connection, right? We talk about media, what's your favorite movie? What book are you reading? We ask about hobbies, like do you cook or do you play any instruments? And of course, we ask about experiences, travel, cool restaurants, things like that.
So, why do we do this? What's the point of asking about all this stuff? Well, the goal isn't just to collect a list of facts about the other person. The real goal is to find common ground. The moment you find that shared interest, that's when you build a bridge between the two of you. And that bridge, that's the foundation of real rapport.
Okay, so this brings us to the final stage. This is where our words start to have a real-world outcome. So think about it. We've figured out who we are, we've handled the logistics, we've even built a bit of a connection. Now we use conversation to actually make things happen. And this question right here, what are you doing this weekend? This is a classic move. Let's be honest, it's rarely just about gathering information. It's a really gentle, low-pressure way to check if someone's available, which perfectly opens the door for an invitation, like, hey, want to go see a movie?
Yeah, a huge part of this whole action phase is the request. It's exactly what it sounds like. You're directly asking for something. It could be for permission. Can I borrow your book?
or it could be for help. The point is, it's conversation with a very, very clear purpose.
And these requests, they tend to fall into a few common buckets. You've got making an invitation, asking for help, setting up a future meeting, or even just making a transaction, like asking for the bill. Every single one of these is designed to get the other person to do something.
So there you have it. We've just walked through the entire flow of a pretty typical conversation. Now, let's pull it all together and consolidate this into a simple, really powerful toolkit that you can start using, like today.
So here it is, the whole journey in 4 steps. Step 1, the handshake. That's to introduce yourselves. Step 2, the logistics. That's to navigate your environment. Step 3, the connection. That's where you share. And finally, step 4, the action, where you plan. So, introduce, navigate, share, and plan. Simple, right?
But listen, this is probably the most important thing to remember. This is not some super strict formula that you have to follow perfectly every single time. Please don't think of it that way. Think of these as tools in your toolkit. Because the real goal here isn't to follow a script. It's to use these patterns to build a genuine, comfortable connection with another human being. So with all that said, let's not just think about this. Let's actually put it into practice. I want you to think back on everything we just covered, from that first handshake all the way to making plans. My question for you is this: what's one question, just one, that you can take from this and use in a real conversation today?